just keep doing it. And you okay? Yeah, I don't know. I got flustered. I pulled my shirt out. I will tuck it back in. You take a question. Okay. Next question. Okay. Yeah. You next to the person waving, because I'm just gonna ignore the person waving. Because I favored the other people waving. Now she's punishing you. Yeah, I'm punishing. You can go ahead. Sure. Why not? You stood up. Do it. Yeah, do it.
Okay. I've been rehearsing this question in my head for like 6 hours. I hope I don't fuck it up.
Okay.
I noticed that you guys have been getting like more into filmmaking lately, and like you obviously were like starring in this last one. You produced it. You guys have been like I guess like more into like the creative side of it. Do you see filmmaking like in the rest of your career? Like, do you see it as like part of your future?
Not really. I mean, I feel like we're really lucky. Like we get to just like, you know, like we're kind of like goofballs, and we like to put videos up, and we like to do these side projects, you know, like the books or this DVD or whatever. Just because we want to like entertain you, and we can't put 70 records out a year. Like there's sort of a process, and so we've looked for ways to express ourselves creatively through other mediums. And I look at myself up on the screen, and I am just filled with self-loathing, and I don't want to be. When I'm playing music, I don't feel filled with self-loathing. In fact, I feel excited and intense. I like love it. You know, like it's like running, or for some people, I'm sure it's like going to the gym or whatever. It's like cathartic for me, and that was not watching that was like the opposite of being cathartic. It was sort of like somebody was punching me in the face. Oh, I know that was too far, but it's like I'm so stressed out. I could never. I don't think I would ever put my art and love into something that made me feel so bad about myself. Like I feel like that just is like.
Okay, but that was acting. I mean, like, what about
directing?
directing? Like, can you imagine writing something and someone directing it, or you directing it, or? No, she doesn't want to do it.
I don't think so. I feel like this
Can't
is
get her to do it. Sorry.
No, it's so like I admire filmmakers so much. I love TV and film and all those things. I would feel like such a hack. Like it would just make me feel like I was rude doing it. Just like, you know, when sometimes famous people, they're like, you know, like whatever, they're like a tennis player, and then they're like, they come out with their own fashion line, and you're like, oh, really? Now you're into fashion? Okay, we get it. Or they're like, no, like that's how I would feel. Like people would groan, like, oh yeah, now they're directing films, you know, or something like, you know. If I do a side project, it's gonna be something weird, like I open an auto body shop or something. I'm like, yeah, it's got really into cars. I really fucked that up.
I like that idea. Okay, way in the back. You have your hand up, like, I mean, everybody.
I actually have a favor as opposed to a question. It's her 25th birthday today.
Yeah.
So
Happy birthday.
to wish her happy birthday.
Happy 25th.
It's a big one. Yay. I don't mean a big one like you're old. I just mean.
Not to be left out, but it's my 32nd birthday.
Oh my God! Happy birthday,
You guys, everybody here, happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's very exciting.
Happy birthday, for real.
Birthdays get more stressful as you get older.
They sure
I
do.
find,
You
but
start soon. You won't be putting your hand up.
Your
to tell
friends will be
people
like, "It's her birthday," and you're gonna be like, "No." Okay. There's a whole section of you in the middle there who have your hands up next to each other. Sure. Yep. You volunteered, so you go ahead.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I have really great friends who wanted me to ask a question.
Hi, Heather.
Hi. I was wondering, with everything you've accomplished in the last 5 years, do you have any goals left that
Nope.
you hope to accomplish?
We're done.
Get along.
We always set 5-year goals 5 years in advance. So the goals that we're reaching right now, we set those 5 years ago. So we're already like on the next. We're like the trajectory is for the next 5 years. Currently.
I want Sarah to direct a film. That's my next goal.
And I want Tegan to go in with her 50% of everything she makes on my auto body shop.
I'm in. I think, all joking aside, I think our big goal right now is to write a really fantastic record that people like as much as the con. Tegan, this next question is from me. Do you have some sensitivity issues around how much people like the con? I do. I feel like I can't beat it. I'm giving up. I can't beat it. I can't. Someone at the mall came up to me the other day and they were just like, "I think the con is your best work." And I was like,
It's your Born in the USA.
"It is my Born in the USA." Now I'm like,
You're done. I think your new songs are great. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Lasso, over here.
"Oh yeah, okay, sure, yeah. There's some excitement down here in the front. All right."
Okay, well, I'm actually a music journalist, so I have a two-part question, but I want to say, as a music journalist, I did a review of Sainthood on my blog, and I think The Con is probably my favorite album, but Sainthood.
Thank you.
Honestly, like from a
I think we understood. I was half joking because I understand. I think Sainthood is a great record and it shows so much maturity and blah 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 blah. The Con is like a gigantic bleeding heart that gives you a hug at the same time. You're all bloody, but you're like, oh my god, this feels so good. Thank you.
Sainthood has your best material because
That's sweet.
my favorite part about the album as a whole is that it's cohesive, but every song sounds like the different things that you were listening to. Like I can hear Michael Jackson, and I remember you guys said that you went to go see his memorial service. So it's those little things. But my questions were, one is about the situations you wrote them about, and how do they affect you 10 years down the line?
Thank you for the question.
Yes, thank you.
Good journalist.
You know, interestingly, I'm not sure if I'm going to end up answering your question the way that you thought maybe I was going to, but here's something that's interesting. When we were growing up in the 90s, I had a subscription to Spin Magazine and Rolling Stone Magazine, and I loved music journalism. I loved to read about bands, and I don't love to read about bands anymore. And I don't know if it's because I'm in a band and I'm hypersensitive to it, but I think that something did happen, unfortunately, with music journalism when it became something that had to be constantly, like every day there has to be something new. And almost every hour there has to be something new. And I think the internet really made stuff really truncated and quick and soundbitey, and not as much attention was put into the writing, because you didn't have, like, you could write a piece over the course of a couple of months, and then it would go up in a magazine, or it would go into a magazine, and then that would get, the mailman would carry it to my house, and then I would read it, and that would have to last. Like, I would have to resonate for a long time, and so the actual material, I think, resonated for a long time. And so I guess it's just a thing that I think about a lot, is like, how are we in the music industry, and those people that we work with in the music industry, you know, journalists or promoters, or, you know, like all the different people that come together and we create like a job for all these different people or whatever, and we all have to work together. How do we make you interested again in what we are saying and doing? And that I don't know the answer to, because it doesn't matter how interesting I think I am or how interesting a journalist thinks they are when they read about artists. Something is gone, I think. I mean, I'm going on a limb here, I'm speaking, but I do think something has changed. And so I guess I don't know what to tell you, except that I hope that we've had like a transitionary period, and that we're going to move back to something that's more substantial. It would be nice to feel like when we read about a band, we really learned something, not just sort of scanned our eyes over and learned a couple of details. So, and then the second question, what do we think about when we play? It's so complicated. I mean, sometimes, honest to God, I very rarely think about the original reason that I wrote a song. Sometimes I'm just looking at Tegan and thinking like, oh, I'm so jealous of what her outfit is like tonight on stage. And then there are other times where I'm like playing a song and I'm looking out and I'm having existential crisis, and I think like, what's it all for? You know, it just depends. Depends where I'm at that night, how much acid I've dropped. No drugs in this band. We only have time for one more question, but before we take that question, can I just say, because I'll let Tegan take it because I'm just like super hogging it, but you guys, it's so weird to be here and doing this, and it looks so weird, and so you're here, and that's here, and it's exciting, and we're so grateful that you came out. It's just tremendous, and everybody always says, my fans are the best fans. You could all be serial killers, I have no idea, but you seem great. I'm so glad you like our band. I'm so glad you support us, and we just appreciate it, and we're just trying so hard to continue to make interesting stuff that you're going to be interested in the future. Tegan is going to beat the fucking Con, I guarantee it.
Whoa!
Fuck the Con. Fuck the Con. Never fucking playing that stupid record again. Just kidding.
No.
But seriously, thank you. Seriously. Yeah. So we're going to take one more question. You sitting right there. You right there. Yep, you. Yep. You.
Okay, away from the serious question. Do you have any like random, interesting talents?
You can bark.
I can't bark.
Okay, well, everyone here, that person can bark.
Whoa!
Do I have any interesting talents? Well, up until you asked that question, I thought music was that, but just kidding. It's just, I can't help it. I feel like you're my children, and I'm like, just poke a little fun. I'm 100. Okay, so, no, I don't have any interesting talents. All I do is watch television and play music, and that makes me really sad, so I feel like I have a terrible answer, so I'm going to take one more question because I feel really bad that I don't have a good answer. Okay, right there. You right there. Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Y'all talked about the internet quite a bit, so I was wondering exactly, like, just how much time y'all spend on
on the internet. Like, when you're
Fucking spies.
if y'all ever get curious and end up like searching yourself on Google or like.
Okay, yeah, I see what you want. Okay. Media training's paying off. Okay. Here's the truth: is that in the early part of our career, when new press came out, or magazines came out, or a new record came out, I would like obsessively refresh and want to see everything that came in. But sort of part of what Sarah was talking about the way that music has, or journalism in the world has changed, and also a little bit touching on the fan stuff. I kind of decided in the sort of my mid-20s that maybe what other people thought wasn't as important as what Sarah thought, or what my managers thought, or what my mom thought, or what my friends thought, or our band thought. So I don't spend a ton of time on the internet concerning myself with music, but I still think the internet's a great tool, and I stay in touch with friends on it and that sort of thing. So I spend a healthy amount of time. Stay in touch with friends. You're so old. I like to stay in touch with other people via email. And I also like to read my news when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I use my mobile telephone with my mother. One day I was trying to download a taxi app, and I was just like, after like 2 seconds, I was like, I don't understand! I was like, whoa. So, Sarah and I have stepped into this century for sure, and we embrace like digital everything, but we're not on Facebook. I don't even have a Skype account. I haven't used iChat in almost 3 years. I feel like I'm stepping back from it a little bit. I feel like maybe it's because what we do, because there's so much going on all the time, but I feel really overwhelmed with how much communication is happening at all times. And so I've really stepped back. And we also had like a terrible experience last year where we found out someone was impersonating us and had hacked into our accounts and was emailing fans pretending to be us and had access to all our old demos and all this stuff. And I just was like, fuck the internet, fuck all that. It's weird too, it's really dangerous. You get lazy and you think you can put everything up there, and then someone hacks your account and you're like, oh, actually I can't. So I'm like really gun shy right now, and like I look at my computer sometimes. I put a piece of tape over my phone. Like
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's who I've become. I've become the person that thinks that I'm being watched while I'm on. I'm like
Webcam
I'm like
hacking.
going to like HuffingtonPost.ca, and I'm like I have a piece of tape over in case some sort of like weird porn pops up or something, and then like that was horrible. I'm sorry I said that because there's kids there, but like I'm paranoid, and like my computer right now has this weird flicker, and I'm convinced every time the flicker happens that means someone signed on to my computer and watching what I do. And then I started watching that TV show Damages, and it's like
Oh my
there's
gosh.
this new technology where like your cell phone, as long as it's got a battery plugged into it, whether it's on, whether you're engaged in a call or not, you can use this like thing online, and you can listen to somebody like it's a microphone in your pocket. No, so I watched this on Damages, and I was like, that can't be real. So I look it up. Totally real. It's actual technology that they use. If you have this technology and you're really smart and you have my phone number, you could listen to me like just like walk around and shit like in my house.
Fascinating.
It's a microphone. So I hate the internet. Okay.
We do, and also our friends, we are of a generation, thankfully, that grew up without the internet, and I feel like it's happening to them too. So a lot of our friends are just popping out babies to left, right, and center. So nobody has fucking time to be on the internet. Like half of my friends, I'm like, did you get that forward? They're like, of the kids on Ellen, they're singing, they're so cool. And my friends are like, what? No, I'm not busy. I have a job. Seriously, most of my friends are like, you call it. It's just like babies crying and ambulances, and they're just like, I'm too busy. I don't even remember you. I'll talk to you in 2070. Like. See you in heaven! Too busy. Anyways, on that
You guys
note,
were fantastic.
thank
This
you.
was so much fun. Thank you so much. You guys were great. I appreciate it. We hope you had a good time, and we'll see you again very soon. Thanks so much for making this so wonderful. Thanks so much. Thank you.